Greetings everyone, welcome back to Cinema Prescriptions, where we dive deep into a film and prescribe you all that you need to enjoy the film. I am your host, Mr. Dr. Rice, and today we will be going over Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Let's get to it! Alright, so the synopsis for this film is, many years after the reign of Caesar, a young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and human alike. So this film takes place many generations after Caesar's death. I feel like this film should honor what Caesar meant to the apes and the humans alike. Hopefully this film can take that tone and prosper from that. Alright, so the director of this film is Wes Ball. He's known for directing all the films in the Maze Runner series. So Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials, and The Death Cure. So he's not really new as a director, but he's only worked on one series. And I would say I like the first film in that series better. I don't feel like he did that well with the sequels, or maybe it's because like the sequels took the film from the maze and went more towards, the outside world. But I will say that he does really well with his action, like fast-paced action, because Maze Runner was about running through the mazes. So hopefully that translates to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. The budget for this film was $160 million. That is just above the previous film, which was War of the Planet of the Apes. That one was $150 million. So with a budget that big and a film like this, most of the movie's going to go towards the motion capture, paying the motion capture actors and actresses, generating the best images that you can. Like, these apes look very realistic. You just forget that you're watching a movie at times. And I feel like the environments look great. They didn't have too many big name actors in this film, but I feel like the budget was appropriate. A good comparison film. I know it would be easy to compare it to other Planet of the Apes films. I feel like it's more like the second film in the previous series because of the emotional beats that we got from when we had the apes meet the humans and whatnot. That's what this film kind of reminds me of, the second Planet of the Apes film. And what makes this film easy to love? The characters are interesting and they're developed well for the most part. I feel that Noah's growth was great to see. You got to see his coming of age story, how he is out for revenge, and he grows from the young ape that he is to a more strong, well-rounded leader. And he also gained some compassion for the human that was journeying with him. He kind of gained what Caesar had at the beginning of the previous 8 films. Also, I love the immersion of the film. You can see how the human world has been taken back by nature. It also kind of reminds me of like Horizon Zero Dawn and The Last of Us, how decayed the cities looked and things like that. And the world building of the film is great. By the end of the film successfully sets up the series to move on from, well, not move on, but tell a different arc of the newer Planet of the Apes films. And you can see the positive and negative effects of Caesar's effect on the apes throughout the film. What can make the film hard to love? Caesar will be missed. He was a great character in the previous films, and I don't feel like Noah has made it to the point where he can take the reins from Caesar. I felt that the final conflict was not satisfying. I felt that it was abrupt and it came out of nowhere, and that it didn't have the emotional effects as the previous film ending conflicts had. And I feel that some of the film wasn't fleshed out as much as it could have been. Like, I didn't feel the significance of Noah's tribe's connection to the eagles in the film. We don't know much about the antagonist tribes and what made them the way that they are. And like when I first saw them, I didn't realize they were a threat at first. But overall, I enjoyed the film. So to recap, my prescription for you to enjoy this film is to enjoy the great character development, love the immersion of the film, and also enjoy the world building because it does that very well. What can make it hard to love? Caesar is missed throughout the film. He was so important to the previous films. I felt that the final conflict was not very satisfying, and some of the film wasn't fleshed out as much as it could have been. So that's my prescription to you. See you next time.